Oh my gosh. What's up guys? I just got back from my ride on the brand new 2020 Ibis Ripmo. I could not be more stoked on a bike right now than this. I just got done riding for like 4 hours out here in the desert. It's been incredible. I'm super stoked on this bike. The one thing that I'm probably most stoked about, and I don't know if you guys are going to be bummed to hear this or excited to hear it, but it's not that different than the previous Ripmo, which to me, that's a good thing. I love the previous Ripmo. It's won all sorts of awards. I don't know who's doing the awards, but like Bike of the Year by whoever. And for me, it was one of my favorite bikes of the last 2 years. I just really loved it. The one thing about this bike, it's true for the previous Ripmo and this bike, but the one thing about it is it's got this incredibly playful, poppy, snappy characteristic. Even though it's a big bike ready to go do some big, heavy trails, it's just easy to pump into something and just pop off any little part of the trail. It's got an incredible flow to it. It's very easy to find your cadence and your flow and your rhythm on the trail, which is really nice, even in some really, really technical terrain. Also, the bike has like a very unique ability. Like, you're always pumping all bikes through the trail. You end up pumping sections of trail, right? But this bike feels like it's easier to just pump through different little obstacles to get through it. The bike will just pump and pop right up over a little obstacle. You know, just the ability to, like that, just make the trail a little bit quicker, a little bit easier. And this terrain can wheel trap you so easy where your front tire gets stuck. And so for how soft this bike feels, how good the small bump is, it still stands up tall, has lots of support to it as well. We're down here in St. George, Utah right now, riding where it's incredibly technical and demanding trails, and it just makes quick work of any trail. But then when we ride the more slower, single track, flatter, not quite as quick or high speed of a trail, it's still a lot of fun. It's not boring. It's not blah, you know, and that's one thing I love about this bike. We picked it up from Salt Cycles in Sandy, Utah. They're a local bike shop of mine that is an Ibis and Yeti and Pivot dealer. And man, they've got these in stock. So if you're local, give them a buzz. I think they have the Zap Blue and this Star Destroyer Gray that I'm demoing today in stock. So give them a call. Even if you're from out of town, give them a call. They're happy to answer questions. They do custom builds. They're just great. So talk to Chris or Jason at Salt Cycles. They can hook you up. Another thing that's great about this bike, I don't feel like it climbs any worse than the previous Ripmo. You know, I didn't feel my front tire wandering at all on the steeper sections. It just felt planted and good. If anything, I feel like it feels a little smoother than the previous Ripmo. I was really impressed with how this rode today. It's fun. As you guys know from my previous Ripmo videos, if you haven't seen them, you can go watch them, or you can just watch this one, because honestly, it's not that different than the previous Ripmo. They've just taken everything that was great about the previous Ripmo and put it into a little bit different package. So what's changed? I'm a 5'8", 140 pounds. I ride a size medium. So the medium went from a 76-degree seat tube angle to a 77. The large and the extra large remain the same at 76 degrees. The head tube angle got 1 degree slacker at 64.9. The reach got a little bit longer on all the bikes, but nothing significant, just a little bit. I think it's 460 on a medium and 475 on the large. Another incredible thing that everyone should be stoked on is Ibis didn't change their price point. You know, they brought out a new bike and all the bikes are still offered at the same price as the previous Ripmo, which I think is pretty cool. Bikes are getting expensive, and you know, I just think it's cool that Ibis did that. The one I'm riding is the top of the line one. Sorry guys, I know everybody wants me to ride the cheaper bikes, but the demo bikes usually come the top of the line. I don't get to make the choice on these things. So it's full XTR. Mine came in at 28 pounds, 2 ounces, which is pretty dang light for a 29-inch, 160 mil travel bike with really aggressive, good tires on here, right? That's another thing I should probably mention. I did swap out the Assegai tires, front and rear, that came on the bike for a DHF on the front and an Aggressor on the rear. I just thought it would speed the bike up a little bit more on the trail, just flow a little bit better. I love the Assegai tires. There's nothing wrong with them, so if you buy it and you ride it with those, that's great too. What else has changed? The rear suspension is just a little different. They moved the shock mount a little bit lower on the down tube there, added 2 millimeters, so it's at 147 millimeters now. One of the talking points on Ibis's website is that it's more progressive. You know, I don't know that I entirely felt that way. Maybe it is. Tyler, who's a very powerful rider, rides a little harder than I do. When he rode it, he mentioned that he thought it could maybe use a little bit more of a spacer in there, a volume spacer, just to help it through that last stroke. I didn't feel that way quite as much, but again, he rides a little bit harder than I do. Everything else felt about the same except for the small bump compliance. That's an industry term, a bike industry term, small bump compliance, but the reality is it's just a little smoother on the trail everywhere. Slower speeds, higher speeds, it just feels like it's more active, more open, and just kind of, you know, skips along the trail just really open and smooth. Jumping it felt awesome. I'm not the world's greatest jumper. I'm happy to hit jumps and drops, but you know, if they're not too big, but it felt really good. I felt just fine in the air. Yeah. Oh, the bike just jumps so smooth. I usually ride a 27.5 wheel size long travel bike. I have an Ibis HD5, and I felt just as composed in the air, and through the chundry sections I felt just as confident and good. The bike was incredible. It's just so zippy and playful. I know zippy is not like a real manly term, but it is. It's easy to move around on the trail. It feels very open and active. I really liked this bike, and the colors are both really great too. Yeah, if you guys are stuck around this long in the video, thanks for watching. I hope you would subscribe to support the channel, hit the like button and turn on notifications. You can also use the links in the description down below this video to purchase, you know, if you need any gear, a helmet or gloves or glasses or whatever stuff I'm wearing. I've linked it all in the description down below because that actually helps support the channel quite a bit. So it doesn't cost you guys anything. It means a lot to me. So yeah, start your shopping using the links I've added down below if you need to pick up any new gear or if you need to pick up a new bike. Yeah, it helps support the channel a lot. I really appreciate it. So we'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching. Yes, that's so smooth. Yeah.